Why am I so lost? Driving around Los Angeles. Why am I so lost? Driving around Los Angeles. Got me so lost, so driving around Los Angeles. Why am I so lost? Driving around Los Angeles.
Hey, how you feeling, Matty?
Feeling good. Happy to be back in Toronto, really.
Hold on, let me get my intro.
Okay, do your intro.
Okay, ready?
Yeah.
Yo, welcome back to Supervillains. This is Grasshopper. Today we're with Matty D.
Yo, what's up?
Yo, nice to see you,
Yeah,
baby.
You too, man.
All right, cool.
Yes.
So you just got back into town, but tonight is the Erykah Badu listening party, so maybe we should hit this and then hit that.
Yeah, we are hitting that shit for
All right,
real.
cool.
That's dope. I didn't even know that was happening. That's so sick.
I'm so happy you're back. I know you're living in LA right now where Iggy's living.
Yes.
So LA's like where all my love is being right now.
Oh, yeah, no, for sure, yeah.
So that's so nice. I'm really happy you're back. You just got off of No Warning stuff. You just played with Dinosaur Jr.?
Yes, we just played with Dinosaur Jr. And I can't remember who else played that show, but actually our friends Haywire hardcore band, sick hardcore band from Boston.
Are they old school hardcore?
No, they're a new hardcore band, but they're fucking really good. And yeah, it was us, Dino. There was a bunch of people on that show.
It was Vans?
Yeah, Vans Thrasher Deathmatch. Our friend Sam Veldy does it. It's actually our second time playing it. We played it a few years ago in Austin, Texas as well.
Who's Sam Veldy?
Sam Veldy is our friend from California, old California punk dude. He manages, he actually manages Haywire now. He manages a band called Scowl. He manages 7 Seconds.
Oh.
He manages a bunch of stuff, but just super cool, old hardcore dude from California.
Like hardcore, like old school, like Black Flag era? Or like 90s?
Yeah, well, no, more like he started going to shows in the 80s, and he's
Okay.
from California, and yeah, kind of, I'd say he's probably like 1986 onwards hardcore.
Okay, that's cool.
But he's
That's
probably
real hardcore
Yeah,
still.
he's super hardcore. No, he's
Okay.
awesome. Super cool dude and a good friend, and yeah, he hooked us up with that gig twice now, and it's been super sick.
And it's sponsored by Vans?
Yeah, so Vans and Converse, I got these free shoes. Actually,
yeah?
I got 4 pairs of Converse.
All black?
Black, white, another pair of low-cut black, and then some random ones that I kind of like that are also black.
Are you going to mix them up?
I don't know. Yo, maybe.
When I was in grade 6, I used to have the red and the, what was it? Red. I think I was doing red and black.
Nice.
And I'd flip them every other day. So I'd wear them out evenly.
It's funny because when I was in grade 5 and I was able to buy my own first pair, like pick out shoes, I bought Converse, but they were American flag Converse.
I don't know what that is.
You remember you had them at your store? I got them again later on, but when you had them, remember the ones with the stripes? They're like American flag.
Yeah, it has the flag
Converse.
on
I
it.
bought those from you when I
That's
first started
so
working
funny.
with you. Yeah.
Oh, shit. Okay, so let's go back. Like, I know the first time I met you, but do you want to say when you met me, or should I go into when I met you?
You go first, because I do remember when I met you, but I was trying to remember, when did you open your store?
2008, 2009?
No, it must have been 2012 on Dundas?
Yeah, I was open for 14 years. Or 13 years.
Because I think you opened... the first time I remember, I went to your opening party at your store.
That was on my birthday.
Right.
Yeah.
I didn't meet you that night, but I
Okay.
went to the opening party because I remember I moved above Bambi's.
Yes, I remember going up there and you had that big,
Tiger
sheet
thing?
of, wasn't it like a wolf?
It was a tiger.
A tiger. Okay, yeah, I remember that.
But yeah, no, I met you like the week after that, just in the store, walking by.
I remember you walked by and you just got a record in the mail and it was the Small Faces with a poster inside.
Oh, it was the Faces with the poster.
Yeah.
Which is super rare.
Okay, cool.
It's not as good as a wink, but it's a poster with all of the Polaroids that the Faces took on tour. And it's pretty greasy, like, Polaroid rock and roll stuff.
Okay, so that was the first time that I remember meeting you.
Yes, I was living above Bambi.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay,
nice,
cool.
nice,
So
nice,
hold
nice.
it. Were you not in Toronto, or we just didn't cross paths?
No, see, I moved to Los Angeles in 2008.
Oh, okay.
And then I moved back to Toronto in 2012 or 13.
Okay, so that makes sense. 2012, I closed. Okay, yeah.
Because you must have been selling records, I heard, in the market. Everyone knew all my friends knew who you were.
Okay.
Everyone knew who you were. But I moved out of LA, excuse me, to Toronto 2008, moved to LA, moved back. And yeah, I met you like the week after you opened your store.
Okay, cool.
And I
that
think
was
I like
a fun time.
Yes, and I think I bought like an MC5, Kick Out the Jams from you, and we just hit it off about Stooges MC5,
Yep.
and then gradually hanging out every day, basically. And then
Yeah.
I got hired at the store and was there every day.
Totally, and you were like my favorite employee because you were just like being you, and it's just like just do you. Just the only rule was no silence.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, man,
That
totally.
store was one of a kind. You could smoke inside. You smoke weed in the back. I mean,
totally.
you could tell the story, you know?
Yeah, go for it.
It was
man.
old school as fuck. It was like an 80s record store, essentially.
Yes.
We stayed open until 4 in the morning every single night.
Yep.
And we had an amazing crew there. I mean, so many interesting people passing through there.
Totally.
It was insane.
It
was so
was
awesome.
insane.
And, you know, then again, eventually Jellystone moved in the basement. We had a
Yep.
hip-hop studio in the basement.
Oh yeah.
Drake passing through.
Yep. 40. 666. That
Yeah.
was recorded
Yeah,
downstairs.
people don't even know this shit in
I
Toronto. You
know.
people have no fucking idea.
And what was that Drake album that was recorded downstairs? If you're reading this, it's too late. And the one when it's like the drawing
Right,
of the
Take
baby
Care or some shit?
and no, not Take Care. It was
I know
after
the one you're
Take
talking
Care.
about, though.
With the clouds behind
Right,
it.
right.
That's when Jelly was recently out of jail
Yeah,
and living in the
no, for
basement
sure.
in the studio.
And yeah, shout out to Jelly, man.
Yeah,
Fucking
shout out to
good
Jelly.
dude, man.
Yeah, totally.
I mean, people just have no idea. That store was just something else, and like an anomaly in this city, because, you know, this city can be fucking whack. But that store was the only cool fucking thing the city ever had. So
Cool. Well, you know,
fuck
you
all
made
you
it
other
cool
whack-ass
too.
stores, man.
Oh.
I'm sorry I had to talk some shit.
No. Talk some shit because there's a lot of weak people and a lot of
There
weak
is a lot of
stores
weak
here.
people in this city and like a lot of haters, but we fucking ran that shit super tight and
Yeah,
it was
I don't
super
give
awesome.
a fuck about the haters.
For sure, I don't give a fuck about
them,
them,
man.
too. Fuck
Whatever,
'em all.
we're doing our thing.
Yeah,
It was so
absolutely.
fun meeting you, and then you really got me into the pretty things.
Oh hell yeah.
And I was like, oh shit, this is like, I, knew some pretty things and stuff, but I was like, oh, you played like just like different things. And
For sure.
at that time, I'd get those collections and we'd just start digging.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
mean-
that was fun.
That was such a formative place for me to discover so much music.
Oh,
And
yeah?
Absolutely, yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
that's great.
my fucking musical taste went from here to here.
Cool.
And like through you as well, like just hit me to so much cool shit.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so many amazing records. And yeah, I mean, it's insane. It was awesome.
I remember you coming in and I thought you were like more of like that, like almost psych guy, but then you really got into disco.
Yes.
Yeah, and I was like, cool. I got like boxes of disco downstairs, and you would go through and you'd be pulling out shit.
And slow it down.
Yeah.
That was
Oh,
my
yeah,
vibe.
that's
Slow down
right.
disco and pitch
Oh
it
my
down.
God. Yes.
Yeah.
I remember smoking a lot of weed with you.
Yes, we smoked a lot of weed,
Yeah,
listened
totally.
to a lot of disco, slow down.
And that's when I was still DJing at a red light for Casual Sex Mondays.
Yes, and you're a sick fucking DJ.
Oh,
Amazing.
thank you.
For real.
Yeah, but you got the DJ gigs that actually paid and were doing things
Yeah, I
where I
was
was
DJing a
just
little
doing.
bit. Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah, I was DJing disco back then, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was super fun.
I'm a rocker, but I fucking love disco.
Yeah. And you know what? You brought disco back to my life because I was just going through disco looking for breaks
Mm-hmm.
where I was like, oh, you're playing the whole track. And I'm like, oh, this is great.
Yeah, it's fun
Oh,
music.
what's this? What's that? I remember like you were playing a lot of Levert.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, this is good. I never even
Yeah.
checked those records.
Yeah, I mean, disco after midnight is what's up. I like a lot of New Jack Swing disco at that time, all sorts of like 80s, 90s, whatever, you know.
Totally.
We were bumping Mary J. Blige, all sorts of shit, dope hip hop too, and you know.
Yeah, that was a real hip hop era.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
And I didn't know anything about No Warning at all.
Mm-hmm.
And when you were like, because you guys were playing like in and out.
Well,
right?
we technically No Warning broke up in 2005.
Okay.
Or actually, no, we broke up in 2004 maybe, and then we reunited in 2014, I believe, to do a one-off in Ypres, Belgium.
Okay.
And then after that, that's when we came back.
Okay, cool.
So when I first started hanging out with you, No Warning was like nothing. And to be honest, after No Warning broke up, I kind of just went on a different path. And I didn't even tell most people about No Warning who met me. I was kind of just trying to start over fresh. I was kind of just like disgruntled by the music industry, and like No Warning kind of went out on a sour note. We
Yeah.
kind of got swallowed by the industry a little bit, signed with Linkin Park. And it just like, I was kind of just embarrassed by it. And like, wasn't until we came back and to see people still fucking into the music that it kind of got me back like, okay, you know what? But I was just really disappointed that we kind of sold out, and I just thought it was whack because we started out as such a fucking legit hardcore band in Toronto, and we took this city over when we started, and it was amazing. Like when we were teenagers, we were playing the Cathedral, and like before we got signed by a major label and all that shit, we were just a grassroots hardcore band. Same time as like Deadly Snakes, and Toronto was sick back then, right? 99.
I was living in New York,
Oh,
so I
shit.
came back. I didn't know you guys,
Right.
but I was working with Gadget, doing all the hip hop stuff back and forth. And then I remember us hanging out after months, being like, "Oh, I know Gadget," and I'm like, "How do you know Gadget?"
Right.
And I remember you telling me about
After Hours, after
Paris Hilton
Oh, yeah,
stepping,
that.
like breaking with her heels, breaking the leather couches, walking on them, and you were like, that's when I guess Gadget was getting real messy.
Yeah, I met Gadget at an after hours after the Much Music Video Awards, and it
Okay.
was an after hours down at like sort of Niagara and Queen area. And Claudio was there from Crystal Castles. It was
Yeah.
like honestly like a who's who of who was about to blow up in the industry in Toronto, and
Yeah.
we were there. But like one of the first times we were around drugs and stuff, and it was just like a thing. But yeah, that's where I met Gadget for the first time, and I think it was way pre Drake. This is like years before Drake.
That's before Drake,
Much
because
before.
I jetted, and 40 takes my place as Gadget's engineer, and that's when he starts working with, you know, the Degrassi guy, and I'm like, what's going on, man? We're doing Wu-Tang and stuff, and now you're doing the guy from Degrassi. I'm like, he was like, just keep doing your music. So I was starting 10,000 Watt Head at that time when I met Dane, but he didn't tell us he was drumming for Arcade Fire, so he just kept drumming. Yeah, very bonkers period. And Crystal Castles used to open for 10,000 Watt Head, and they became Crystal Castles. And Iggy, you know, I love that you grew up knowing Iggy, because it's very important to me, because like you're a good positive in Iggy's world of music and stuff, and Iggy's at Cal Arts right now, and
Yes.
you're not that far
No.
away, and Iggy loved Boston.
I just found a photo of Iggy in Boston because I was going through a hard drive. It's on my phone. I'm gonna send it to you. I was gonna send it to Iggy. I was actually maybe gonna post it. He's so young.
Okay, Iggy's like
Yes.
big fro Iggy.
Yes, it's crazy.
Totally.
It's like, yeah, see Iggy grow up. It's amazing.
That's great that you found a
I did.
Boston
I
and
did.
Iggy picture.
Yeah, no, it's
Is
really
it at
sweet.
the store?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
I
Great.
ran into Iggy at the airport with Boston one time.
Oh yeah, that's right. I totally forgot.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
guys were both flying to LA or both flying back from LA.
That's interesting. I'm not sure where
Oh,
I
no,
was
it was
flying.
in LA because Iggy was real small with Marsha, her grandma. And, right, yes, so you guys were coming back here.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
I know. He's like, Boston.
Yeah, so and Boston had the like I need my dog on the flight.
He had a service dog. Beth. I
Service
had him as
dog,
my
yeah,
service
yeah,
dog,
totally.
yes.
That's
And
so
he was
funny.
the store dog. He was there every day with me.
Totally.
It was crazy.
And as soon as you went to the dollar store to go get munchies, Boston would howl and bark until you came back, but then be totally silent when you're there.
Yeah.
Real good dog.
Very good.
Very good
Very
dog.
smart dog. Very, very smart.
Well, thank you for being a positive around Iggy.
Oh, yeah.
Iggy's like doing all their music and stuff and be like, saw how you were rocking and how I was rocking. You were rocking more at that time than me. You had what is it called? Yacht Club going.
Right, yeah.
And that shit was really good because to me I was like, oh, this is like fucking Ween doing Prince or something.
Yeah.
I really love that shit.
Thank you, thank you.
Those you put out the 2 7-inches.
We put out quite a few. I mean, they were all in the store too.
Yeah, totally. I still have a bunch. I only pulled out
12-inch.
2. The 12-inch with like the Japanese artwork on it with the
Yeah,
OB.
we released one in Japan, and I mean, there was quite a few records in that project for sure.
Yeah, and that
All
was
got released on vinyl too.
yeah. Those are fun because
Yeah,
you
thanks.
could play them at both speeds and they sounded
True,
fun.
yeah, they sounded dope actually low, like
Yeah.
super new wave, like low voice.
Totally, that was real fun.
Yeah.
And like when you busted out that you were a No Warning, I'm like, what the fuck is No Warning? And then you told me about the Up in Smoke tour. Can you talk about that and MOP?
Project Revolution we did MOP, Ghostface, No Warning, who else was on our stage? Downset from LA and another band. But yeah, we all shared a stage, and then on the main stage it was Snoop Dogg, Korn, Linkin Park, The Used, and maybe somebody else. But our stage was with MOP and Ghostface, and we immediately hit it off with them. The first time I ever met Ghostface, we were staying in a hotel, and Ghostface crew comes in. They're like, "Oh, we're doing the tour. Ghost is coming," and he came in, rolled a blunt, and he's like, "What's your band called?" And we're like, "No Warning." And he goes, "No Warning, No Warning." I like that. And I swear to God, we hung out with him and Ghost's crew and MOP every single day.
Funny. Did you guys share a tour bus? Or
No, we were all on, they were on a bus, we were in a van.
Okay.
But our stage just had like such a camaraderie, and we all just like totally hit it off and just got along fucking amazing. There was so many stories about kicking it with Ghost and his crew and like crazy situations, going to Atlanta and fucking Ghost's best friend, this dude Homicide, who was on the tour, like calling out the whole club in Atlanta and then locking us in a room while he smokes a blunt, and he's like yelling like, "New York's in the house, New York's fucking in the house." And then like I was like, yo, this is fucked up. We're just like young and smoking blunts with these dudes, and like we fucking left and he's screaming, and then as soon as he walks away he just starts laughing like, fuck them, you know what I mean? It's like,
oh man,
fucking funny shit. But
and how long was that tour?
We were on that tour for like a month and a half.
Wow.
Yes.
That's like in what, like every 3 days you played?
We played every day.
Every day?
Yes. It was a full US tour.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
That's so funny.
Because initially we were supposed to do half of it, and then they were like, nah, stay on the whole tour. And there's like a music video of ours from that, Bad Timing, it's called, like footage from that tour. And the worst part about this, though, is that we had a whole camera. Our guitar player, Jordan, had a camera with all of the photos from that tour. Us wearing the ghost ring, fucking, just like everything.
The big eagle?
Yeah. And,
oh, no way.
And then we were all like looking through the camera, and someone lost it at the airport. And to this day, the camera's just gone. So we lost a lot of photos.
Oh, that's such a drag.
We lost the receipts.
Oh, man. Shit.
I know, it sucks.
And MOP, those guys were tough. They never came through the studio.
And yeah, you've seen crazy hip hop shows. Like you've seen Biggie, fucking Wu-Tang, all this shit.
Biggie knew me.
Yep.
Biggie would be like, "Yo, Grasshopper." I saw Biggie 6 times. I saw him his first show in
Crazy.
LA at Prince's Club, and it was the opening band was brand new, and they were called the Fugees. And then MC Ren came out and just did all the NWA verses of him.
That's sick.
And I went down to the front row, and there was these beautiful three women, and they had life preservers on, like life jackets with pagers. And I was like, hold it. I'm like, are you guys SWV? And they're like, yeah, we're SWV. So I
Wow.
kicked it with them in the front row.
Crazy.
And then Biggie came out, did like his two songs, and then Craig Mack was the headliner because Flavor in Your
Right, at
Ear
that
was
time,
out. Yeah, and that's when all that weird hate. So we were on tour in LA. We went to LA, I think we were there for like 2.5 months. And we were just playing shows every weekend in weirdo house parties, backyards. Like heavy dudes were into us. We got played in LA, but we didn't get played in Toronto.
Yeah.
So KXLU would always play
Sick.
us.
Good station still around.
Is it still
It's
happening?
amazing. Yeah, I listen to it all the time on the radio. It's fantastic.
So funny.
Yeah, different time.
Oh yeah, totally. I did. You know, I was always into hip hop. So before I met Gadget in '95, when the hip hop artists would come in, they'd be like, "Aren't you that guy Grasshopper or whatever?" Because I met them before Gadget, so Gadget was like, "What the fuck? How do you know fucking Wu-Tang and shit?" And I met RZA through the Butthole Surfers at the CMJ.
Crazy.
They were doing a panel. It was like, I'm sorry, King Buzzo, Butthole Surfers, RZA, and it was a panel all about 4-track recording. And when I showed up, I was like, "Oh, Butthole Surfers." And they were like, "Hey, man, we listen to your cassette all the time, man. You got the Born Loser shit." And they're like, "Oh, what are you doing here?" I'm like, "I'm here for CMJ, but I really want to meet this guy RZA." And they're like, "Who's RZA?" And I'm like, "He's on the panel. He just put out a 12-inch called Protect Your Neck from Wu-Tang." And he's like, "Oh, I don't know. Do you want me to introduce you?" So then King Coffee from the Butthole Surfers introduced me to RZA. And RZA was all like meek, being like in the indie rock world. And I was like, I'm fucking totally into Wu-Tang. And I was like, I'm trying to spread the love. And I showed him my sticker where instead of saying Wu-Tang in the W, it said Grasshopper. And he was like, "Let me see." And I'm like, "I'm just trying to spread it to the punk kids, you know, like Wu-Tang." And he's like, "You got Wu-Tang approval." So on the back of my record, I'm sitting on a crate, and it's 36 chambers.
That's so sick.
But hold it, didn't you do some recording with MOP?
So basically on that tour, Ghostface's manager, he had this idea for us to do a song. Ghostface at that time, he wasn't with Wu-Tang, like whatever,
No.
Wu-Tang was in hiatus.
Yeah, totally.
And he was on this tour. His group at that time was called Theodore Unit, and it was all dudes from his projects. Yeah, and it was
Really?
like this guy named Solomon the God. There's one, I can't remember all of their names, but there was this white dude in the group named Wiggs who was really cool.
Wigs.
Yeah.
Okay.
And anyway, so Ghostface's manager, I believe his name is Mario, he had this concept where he wanted to do this song with Wiggs, and Ghostface was going to be on it too, but it was like a Wiggs song, and it was Life is Good to Me by Joe Walsh, but done like that. They were going to sample that.
Joe Walsh from the Eagles?
Yeah, you know that song, Life is Good, I Got a Mansion.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah, totally. I know that
So
song.
the first line, and they actually had the recording of the beat, and I remember fucking Wiggs' first line, and he goes, "I got a mansion, it's big as fuck." And it was just this goofy ass song. But then at the end of the song, the guy had this whole concept with a music video in mind, and he was like, at the end of the song, it stops. He goes, "Life is good to me, bullshit." And then we come in as the remote, like as like a Ramon style thing, like da na 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 na, and then it's us at the end.
Like
and,
you're the backup band?
yeah, and then it like turns into a rock song, and
No way.
and he's like, and we're gonna do No Warning with the Woo W on it, like as the W.
Oh, the W of warning. Yeah.
Yes, and we were like at the time, like, look, if it was me now, it would be like, yes, let's do that. But we were such sort of purists, and at that time, like
Of hardcore purists?
yes, even though we had sold out, we were still like weary about doing and like shit. So we were like, dude, I don't want to fucking do this.
Why?
I don't. We were just young and stupid, and like we weren't
Okay.
even opportunists at all. We were just like so protective of like what we thought, even though we had kind of sold out into this record with Linkin Park. We just didn't know any better, and like we were like, I don't know if we can do a hip hop hardcore thing like. Biohazard and Onyx is kind of corny. Like,
Yeah, I know.
it's not
but-
though. It's cool now, but at
Yeah.
the time, you're just like 19. You don't know any better.
Right, Judgment Night.
Right, and like Judgment Night, but
Yeah,
like,
totally.
and now it's like the hottest thing. Like, and of course, we would like to do a song with Wu-Tang, and then
Right.
with MOP, our guitar player Jordan sent them a bunch of riffs because they kind of had gone rock too. And on that tour, they had a guitar player, and we totally kicked it hard with them. And rest in peace, Fox, who was with MOP, and she was like one of their MCs. Amazing fucking person, and like fucking totally embraced us. And sadly passed away last year, but we fucking, funny story, but
She was real tough.
she's tough as fuck. Everyone in MOP is tough.
Yeah.
Like, there's just facts. And, like, tougher than tough. Even when they came on, like, everyone in Wu-Tang's crew was like, yeah, MOP don't fuck around.
Oh, cool.
And the first time we met Little Faye, and we were smoking weed with him in our van, and our drummer Jesse was like, we're going to kidnap you. Just kidding. Like, because he's like, you can't go. We're, like, whatever. And he's like, I'll kidnap you and steal your van. He was just kidding. You know, we were just, like, friendly jokes. But MOP played Toronto after that at the down on like one of them clubs at like Adelaide Richmond area over there, like small hip hop club. And so we went to their hotel to meet them, and the hotel is full of people, like not a white person in sight, straight up. And we get there, and like it's just like there's a lot of people, and they didn't really see us there. And like we get in, and then it's me and Jordan, and we're like kind of awkward. We don't know fucking what's going on, and so we kind of walk out, and then like we hear fucking Fox yells out like, "Yo, everyone, get the fuck out! We're gonna kick it with our N words."
Yeah.
And everyone, and then we leave, and then one of the dudes is like, "I think they're talking about you guys." And then we fucking walk in. They're like, "Yo, what's up?" And we're like, "Holy shit!" And we watched MOP play at this club, small club, and just tore the place fucking down. It was crazy energy. And then I found myself at the end of the night in a hotel room with me and Little Fame from MOP and like seriously like 10 girls.
Okay.
But I was like, again, I'm like 20 years old, and I was like, yo, man, I got to get the fuck out of here. This is getting too crazy for me, even me at that time. But like, it was just like real as fuck and just crazy times. But all those fucking hip hop dudes were so fucking cool to us and really embraced us and just treated us like one of their own. It was amazing.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
And like those like street hard like hip hop dudes at that time were like really down with like the like fucked up, white punk kids.
Yeah, they were cool, man. They just like, I feel like they just recognized authenticity, and like we were authentic in our way, and just like they were in theirs. And like this is pre-Kanye era when hip hop, when people started wearing skinny jeans. Like it was gangster rap era still. Like when 50 Cent came out in like that early 2000s era, like it was gangster. I used to get harassed for looking the way that I did by every fucking person on the street. I was called a fucking, it's just gay slurs my whole fucking life. And then when Kanye came out, I swear to God, it just shifted, and then all of a sudden they stopped fucking talking shit and like sort of embraced the different fashions and stuff.
Yep, tight jeans and pink.
Right, and but those dudes weren't like that to us. They were totally cool to us.
Okay, cool.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they did not wear tight jeans.
No, they were fucking definitely
pink.
wearing baggy ass jeans and stuff and doing their gangster
alley
shit. Yeah, they were definitely fucking, doing their thing.
Oh my God.
It was dope.
Yeah, I really do look back on that era. And you were talking about like being the token white kid, that was a move. Like if you didn't hold tight, you were fucking exiled. And I would like in the studios and shit,
Right,
or
for
like
sure.
going
Yeah,
to shows. I'm just like whatever, man.
Yeah,
But,
like you definitely went to more hip hop and shit like than I did. You're older than me, and like I wasn't like full. You fully went on to like hip hop shows and probably were the only white person there back then.
hip hop was punk rock then.
Yeah.
The late '80s and shit.
That story you
Early
told
90s?
about seeing Biggie at the fuck, it was like a riot at like played a record or on Young Street.
No, it was
shit.
down the stairs where the byway is.
Right,
They
right,
set
right.
up there.
That's
and there's
crazy.
footage on YouTube like from Much Music, New Music. And we're all like right around him and it was crazy. So all up here, this is all my hip hop collection. So I have all those,
Yeah.
when it's still saying Biggie Smalls.
You've got that Nas record with the autograph to you too.
Yep, totally.
Yeah.
Yeah, to Derek.
Yes.
And I'm like, why you?
I don't know who's gonna watch this or what they know, but he has the craziest hip hop stories by far, man. Straight up.
Yeah, I was definitely there for those early hip hop.
Definitely, you were definitely hip to it, and like you have receipts.
I do have
He
receipts.
has receipts.
Yep, totally. That's so funny. Thank you for giving me props
Of
on that.
course, no, for sure, man. People must know.
Oh shit, and so I didn't know you got signed by Linkin Park. They had a label or something.
So basically, what happened with No Warning is we kind of started and we built a full grassroots following within like just punk rock in Toronto. Or excuse me, punk rock and hardcore in Toronto, and then Greg Norrie. Basically,
From Trouble Charger.
Yes, who had just done Sum 41. The industry had caught wind because we had built this grassroots following and people were just going crazy at our shows and the industry caught on somehow. And so they came to see us with Hatebreed at the Cathedral, or no, Reverb we played, and like that show, it's online, but it was a crazy show for that time. Just like place was...
What age are you? 18, 19?
No, I was young. I was like
Cool.
16 or 17 at that show.
Oh, beautiful.
So we were like teenage kids, just full of angst, just like in it, like punk rock to the fucking bone. And then basically, classic story, major label people. And basically, Greg Norrie scouted us, took us out for a dinner, and told us he would make us millionaires. I dropped out of high school. I was a degenerate when I was a teenager, straight up. I'm a full-on delinquent teenager. And I've grown up.
You have.
And
I've really watched you change over the years.
Yeah, and back then, thank you. And so anyways, I was just like, yo, let's do this,
Yeah.
And we kind of turned our back on like what we did, and then Greg had this idea of mixing melody with hardcore. Like that was his idea. Like we're gonna have singing choruses with like hard parts in there, which became the sound of what the radio rock became years later. But we were ahead of the curve on it. And we did these songs, and Chris Taylor, who's my manager right now, actually. Chris Taylor, who ran Last Gang Records. He managed Nelly Furtado, lawyer, big lawyer.
Oh, I know.
Yes.
Totally.
And so he's my manager now.
He's still your
again.
manager?
No, so we've reconnected.
Okay.
He's been around since after that. Like, Chris is an amazing guy, and he's always been a part of, like, anything we do. He's helped us out from even Yacht Club and stuff. He's always been around, but now I'm signed with his production/songwriting company called Hall of Fame Artists, and he's managing me again, and it's incredible.
E1.
He sold E1.
Okay.
Yes, for like a lot of money.
Okay.
But like he's such a good dude and like an amazing man, and I mean that's the industry for you. And basically us after that we worked with Chris and Greg, and Chris on the lawyer side, like Chris and Greg had this management company together, and so we started showcasing. We got a demo together, and we started showcasing for all the major labels. First time I went to LA, We showcased. That's where I met Paris Hilton the first time, and we showcased.
That wasn't in Toronto?
No, it was in L.A.
Oh, shit. Okay,
Yeah, it was in
cool.
L.A. We were on TMZ. And the funny thing about that is pre-social media. And yeah, we were on TMZ, and a lot of hardcore kids are like, is that no warning? Because we were on TMZ, and like getting in Paris Hilton's SUV. It was the first time I'd ever seen paparazzi.
Yeah.
And like we're out with Paris Hilton, and then we're getting in her SUV, and Greg's like, guys, get out! You have to showcase tomorrow. You can't go party. And like he was so pissed that like he was on TMZ. He's like, I'm the partier, not you guys. You made me look like fucking blah blah blah. But anyways, like we met Rick Rubin that time too.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yep. Yeah, and he said we sent him like the Cro-Mags.
Oh, really? That's cool.
Yeah. No, totally.
One
We did.
One of the first hardcore records I bought was the
I mean,
Cro-Mags.
You know, that was our shit. You know what I mean? We were really into, and like we started out being really inspired by New York hardcore, but then we sort of changed our sound and added melody to it. And
But just a second. Your New York hardcore is different than in my brain of New York hardcore, because New York hardcore to me is just Bad Brains, even
Right.
though that's not New York. So you're talking like Madball and
well,
Cro-Mags?
okay, so like New York hardcore initially starts with Bad Brains. Like, essentially, New York hardcore starts out of like the Dead Boys, really, and like Harley Flanagan was hanging out with all those
Yep.
guys, the guy from Cro-Mags, and the Bad Brains played in New York City. So the first wave of like New York hardcore is like Bad Brains, The Mob, Urban Waste, Antidote, like all those first early New York hardcore bands, and then Cro-Mags and Agnostic Front come out in like 1984-ish, something like that, and then New York hardcore sort of goes through this period of that, and then it kind of gets metal where AF gets crossover, and Cro-Mags are pretty metal too.
Yeah.
They sound like Motorhead and Discharge.
Even Bad Brains for the Quickness album, that was the most metal I ever listened to.
Sure,
other than...
and yeah, everyone's influenced by the Bad Brains, of course.
Okay.
And to this day, if I ask any of those old New York hardcore bands, what's the best show you saw? They're like, Bad Brains, Bad Brains, Bad Brains. Every single person.
I love that.
Yeah, they the fucking kings, obviously. But yeah, then after hardcore starts to get, by like 1988, like it starts changing. There's bands like Breakdown, Raw Deal, and Madball comes out after that. But we were just super inspired by like 1986 to like 1989 hardcore. That's No Warning's vibe.
Is that like even considered like thrashy?
It's thrashy, but it's interesting because at that time, and it's funny because I broke this down and talked to the guy from, because it's when break beats start coming into hardcore, so you start hearing a lot
breakdowns?
of like dun da 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 da. And I asked these dudes, it's because they were hearing hip hop on the radio, so it's like it's all just tied into New York City. It's like the fabric of New York, basically, and like it's a little more funky and break beaty, but also thrashy. It's like a little more thug and ignorant, and that's what we sounded like with No Warning, and to this day we're back on that tip, and I like that shit. That's the hardcore I like.
So you're saying
I mean,
that's
I like
like
a lot of
80s.
it.
Okay.
But no, like
That's 86 to 88.
yeah, I would say
kind
like
of
86
era.
to 89 here, 88, 89, and then
So
after that,
is there like one record of that era that you're like, that's our shit?
I would say if it's not Cro-Mags Age of Coral, it would be the Breakdown demo. And
Hold it. Is that Cro-Mags as well?
no, they're a band called Breakdown, and they
They're
did a
called-
demo in 1987 called the 87 demo, and it's just like,
Okay.
that's like the blueprint for the sound of No Warning in a way.
Okay.
And when we did our reunion in New Jersey, Breakdown played before us, which was pretty cool. And I've seen Breakdown at CBGB's quite a few times. I saw Breakdown play in Toronto. Breakdown's the first hardcore show that I actually ever saw, too, at Club Shanghai
Oh, Shanghai.
in
So
like 1998, maybe?
sure, that I'm in New York when Shanghai's happened. That's Dan Burke's
Yes.
place.
It was a sick club. It was
Yeah,
an amazing
upstairs.
club.
You had to go up
You
the
had to
elevator.
Exactly.
Totally.
Super cool fucking club. So that's what we were inspired by initially. But by the time those dudes, Greg Norrie and shit, approached us to change, we were also listening. We've always listened to outside music. Like even when we were listening in No Warning, we were into New Order and fucking the Smiths, and because even hardcore kids and Britpop, we were like into all sorts of shit that makes sense if you're alive at that time.
Of course.
You know what I mean?
And, you know,
It's happening.
Ben, your singer, looks like he listens to Oasis.
I've seen Oasis 5 times. I just saw them twice last year or this year.
Really? You went
saw
to
them
those
in Manchester
reunions?
and I saw it in LA. But like back
Oh,
then,
hilarious.
we were into all that shit. And like Jordan, our guitar player, was also sort of getting into nu metal a little bit because like he's always just had an ear for sort of like catchy choruses and shit. So when Greg initially proposed this to us, Jordan was just started writing these songs that became our demo, and It kind of had influence by like some really like kind of whack but good. I mean, like a little bit of Korn, a little bit of Slipknot, whatever. But
That's the era.
yeah, it's the era.
Yeah.
And so that was the thing. So then we showcased for all these major labels. Fred Durst wanted to sign us from Limp Bizkit.
And you chose Linkin Park over Limp Bizkit?
Well, for when Fred first like did it, because to us like fucking Limp Bizkit was just there's no way, it was too corny, you know.
It is corny, but give me something to break. There's something.
I
I'll just
think
take
there's
that
some
song.
tracks for
yeah,
sure.
totally.
And now, like looking back on it, there is some tracks. And dude, this is a funny story that like we rehearsed after we heard because Fred Durst. Okay, this is actually a funny story. He was on Avril Lavigne's bus, and Avril is connected through Chris Taylor and
Of course.
and
Yeah.
so he's on her bus and someone plays him No Warning and apparently he just sat there like this just listening to it and it just blew his mind.
Oh.
He heard our demos, so then
He
there's
heard what they wanted to be.
so yeah, he fucking, and it's on this, we have receipts for this too. There's a recording of him being like, yo, No Warning, like it's hard, it's fat, it's gonna be fucking massive, I want this. But we were like, no way, we're not signing with fucking, like we were like kids who were like so weary of everything. We were
Okay.
at that time, you know, and we were
But
like,
you thought Linkin Park was cooler than.
so basically the Linkin Park thing was like we liked that record because at the time it was so catchy and we're like we kind of had similar sort of chords for our choruses. Like when that album was out, somehow Linkin Park got in the fucking fold and it was like, yo, we should sign with fucking Linkin Park. And like our manager's like, yo, fucking this is the move. Biggest band in the world at that time. And
Yeah,
like they
and that's
literally
before the Jay-Z stuff.
yeah, just slightly before it, and
Okay.
basically on their second record, and that's the tour that we did with them with Linkin Park and Korn, like, or excuse me, Ghostface and all that shit. And had we have not signed with Linkin Park, we never would have done that tour.
Okay.
So we started working with them, but again, we were so fucking weary about it, and we were like, they tried to change. We already had the thing is we already had our record written and recorded when they signed it, but they wanted to come in and sort of like co-produce it, and like we were just so. If it was me now, I would be like, listen to these guys. They're fucking successful and they're the biggest band in the world. Do what they say.
Yeah.
But we were just young fucking delinquent kids who were like, no way, fuck this shit. And we didn't listen to them really.
I was the same.
You know, we're just
Yeah.
dumb and young. It is
Yep.
how it goes sometimes. And like I remember, I'm gonna tell another funny ass story, but fucking
Hit me.
so like there was a big thing with us like doing like the EP. Okay, we recorded 10 songs. We wanted to make it our next record, but they wanted to do an EP. So it was sort of like going back and forth, like, guys, I really think you should do this as an EP. And we're like, no, we want every song on there. We like every song type shit. You know how every fucking band is.
Yep.
They were probably right. So anyways, Chester, the singers, who sadly passed away, rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
Straight up, rest in peace, Chester. He wasn't really part of like the whole. He was sort of a hired gun, and like the guys who ran Linkin Park is really Mike Shinoda, Joe Hahn, and the guitar player Brad. Everyone else is a hired gun, more or less. And so Chester, I guess they've probably told Chester like, "Yo, convince these guys." So Chester brought us on their bus, and we like go on the bus, and Chester's like, "What's up, guys?" And he's like, "Look, I know you guys want to do an LP, but Jane's Addiction's one of my favorite bands, and they did this EP. It's one of my favorite records. I think it's so cool." And we were just like none of us like Jane's Addiction, and so we were like, okay, and like we walked off the bus, and we were like, fuck that motherfucker. We were just such dicks. We were just like, yo,
shit.
fuck that motherfucker. We're not doing shit. And we ended up like compromising. We did an 8-song record. In Japan, it was 10. The record sort of just fell through the cracks because we were too hardcore for emo. We weren't metal enough for metal. And we were 2 years ahead of our time because had we stuck it out, we probably would have gotten massive because we had the machine behind us. And we had it all, but we just got swallowed by the industry. We got put on the road with a tour manager. Basically, we stopped touring with our usual dudes, and Greg Norrie put us on the road. And
Fuck.
yeah, it was just a disaster. It was just like a Spinal Tap fucking disaster. And like we got to do a lot of cool tours, and it was fun, but like it was just mishandled a little bit. Both on our end, we were too young for success. We didn't know what to go. It's like a coming of age story. We're hardcore kids. We don't really fucking know what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
And like, you know, and there was just drugs involved and like, you know, fucking, it was just unfortunate, I guess, but it's just this shit happens, you know. When you sign to a major label as a hardcore band, it just wasn't ready yet. And it's not until right now where this band, where Turnstile, who's the biggest band, one of the biggest bands in the world, they're the biggest hardcore band of all time, like they finally did it. But hardcore bands had been trying to cross over for years. And we gave it our shot at that time, and it was just not, just wasn't meant to happen. So we kind of just broke up prematurely. I started getting more into rock and roll, and like, you know, I heard the New York Dolls and the Dead Boys, and I was like, I like this now.
Yeah.
So the Rolling Stones, I'm like, I kind of started falling out of hardcore a little bit. It's just growing up, really, you know? But yeah, we kind of fucking got swallowed by the industry a little bit, and we didn't do our second record. We were supposed to do another record. Had we have done that record, things might have been different, but we just, again, like I said, we just fell through the cracks. But
so this is before I meet you at the store.
Big time. This is
Big
like this
time. So,
2004.
Okay, because I watched a video today, and it's like a bunch of live footage of you guys like outside during the day.
That's
playing.
that's the tour with Ghostface and shit.
Okay, so there's like a lot of like hotel room footage.
Yes,
and hilarious.
It was funny. I mean,
that was like after that video.
Yeah, that was like that time. And like, look, in one end, yes, we got swallowed by the industry, but on the other end, we learned the industry, and I got to record at Sound City. I got to learn how to record in a real studio. I got to learn how to fucking professionally tour. I learned a lot, so it wasn't, I'm not trying to say like anything negative. It was good and bad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, you're one of the people that like I did everything kind of punk rock and pressed everything myself. The whole industry thought I was like fucking hard to deal with. And then I start working with Gadget, and it's all behind the scenes and it's all in the studio. But you actually, you're one of the people that I'm like, oh, you like kind of morph into things, like from Yacht Club to doing like commercial work to doing like giant tours. And I'm always like, well, it's like you jump around like that. So I'm always, I give you props because you like you go on those levels, but you're still Matty to me. Not saying that you wouldn't be, but I'm like, yeah, man, you actually doing it. So like,
thanks, man.
big ups to you.
Thank you.
Yeah, totally.
You know, it's funny because like my dad is a professional drummer.
Oh right, we haven't even talked about your dad yet.
And my dad, like, look, my dad plays a lot of styles of music, so that's who I look up to. And so, like, I have that same mentality. Like, I admire someone who can just do one thing, and that's that they do for their career. But it's just not me, and I like to try things, and I like to push it. And, like, I like this. I want to try and make this. And I make it. And that's Yacht Club's the fucking thing. And, like, you know, sometimes the projects fizzle out because I get uninterested, and that's probably a fault on my end sometimes. But... you know, I just like to do different types of music, and sometimes people can't figure me out. They're like, is he a rocker? Is he
perfect?
You know what I mean? But yeah, fucking perfect as an individual.
Totally.
You know what I mean?
Yep, totally.
And I think I embrace that actually, and I find it kind of fucking lame sometimes when, like, you know, people can be so cliquey, you know?
Yep.
Like LA, for example, you'll meet a bunch of guys who are so psych rock or some shit, and that's all they are. And I like psych rock. I probably know more about that shit than most of these fucking guys, even though they dress up and shit and they look like they're fucking like in the birds. But, you know, my music knowledge goes fucking deep and it's authentic, and I generally like the fucking music is just everything. It's so important, you know?
Everything.
And but they might look at me and they can't make me out. Like, is he psych rock? Is he one of us or some shit? And it's like, well, you know what? I'm me.
Yeah, keep them guessing, man.
Yeah,
Matty D.
Keep them guessing,
Keep them guessing. And like when I first met you, I'm like, you look like you're a roadie in the Rolling Stones from fucking Sticky Fingers tour or something.
That time I was,
and I was like,
rolled out.
Totally. And then, but you know, you cut your hair and you do different shit. I'm like, yeah. That's why I'm like, oh, I always roll with you.
Yeah, hell yeah.
You know,
likewise,
like, yeah,
likewise,
totally,
likewise.
man. And I think you got my craziness as well.
Yeah, 100%.
So
man.
it's
I
like,
love your craziness. We all got it. But yeah, no, you're great, man. And yeah, you too. You fucking do your own thing. We're individuals.
Totally.
That's what punk rock is. It's about being like a complete individual, not morphing to anything. There's no rule book. There's no like thing you have to follow. No, you write your own fucking rules. There is no fucking rules. You know what I mean? Fuck rules.
When the rules come, you gotta break them.
Exactly. And I still fucking abide by that even at my age now.
Yeah, but not hurtfully.
No.
No.
Dude, man, I'm super welcoming and always respectful. That's the thing. I'm a fucking, honestly, even though I touched on some Toronto at the beginning of this, but like, I really am a respectable dude. It's just fucking, it's unfortunate when you run into people who aren't or not respectful, because then brings out anger and shit,
Yeah, but I can always be okay introducing you to all different types of people that I know in my life, and you're not gonna fucking embarrass me.
No, never.
No, like from the hip hop people to like the dinosaur people. It's like, we're, yeah, you roll.
Yeah, I roll, man. I can hang.
And
I can
you know what else I
hang.
love about you is like you're like fucking Kanye Gemini, where you're like, I'm bouncing, I'm moving to LA.
Yeah.
And you're gone. And you're actually doing shit there. I always kind of, I'm always like, oh yeah, like he cut his hair and he's out. You know what I mean? I'm like, oh yeah, Matty does that shit.
I know, I've bounced around a lot since I've known you.
Yeah, totally. And whenever we hook up, it's always like it was yesterday, so it's not like, hey, you didn't call me.
No.
It's like, fuck that, man. What's up?
Definitely. It's always the same. I mean, that's what a real friend is.
Oh, yeah. Love you, baby.
Love you too, man.
But can I ask a little more about your dad?
Yes.
I want to know more about you, but that's your background. Your dad, to me, your dad was the drummer in Flower Traveling Band when they were in Toronto.
Yes.
But would you consider that as how you think, or how other people think of your dad?
Most people don't know that, because everyone's like under the impression, like, no one knows that. I always tell people and blow their mind.
Yeah, that's the fucking best,
it's like a totally
dude.
just random thing my dad did. This is the first record he ever played on. Was made in Japan by Flower Traveling Band, because their drummer got tuberculosis and couldn't come. They came from Japan here, and my dad got the gig. He was living
on
like
the
right
fucking
here.
cover of the record.
Dude, he's on there's receipts for that too.
Yeah.
And he played on that record. They were living actually just like in this neighborhood in Parkdale.
No way.
Yes, the Flower
Really?
Traveling
I didn't know
in
that.
Parkdale. Yeah.
Holy shit. And the front cover is at the CNE.
Yes.
Yeah.
It is.
And
CNE
it's
Dance Inn.
from behind
dad
your
on
dad's
drums. Yep.
drums. Yeah, it's like, oh shit.
And yeah, so my dad did that, and then he got in. Like, my dad saw a lot of good shows in the '60s. He's seen the Who, Zeppelin, all that shit, Black Sabbath, fucking in like '69. And then he got super into like prog and jazz fusion in the '70s. I mean, my dad saw super sick shows even on that end. Like, he saw the Blackbirds, he saw fucking Philly Joe Jones play at fucking Massey Hall and all this sorts of cool shit.
Did you see Betty Davis when she played the one show on Young Street?
I wonder. I could
wonder
ask him.
too.
I could ask
Let's
him. My
ask
aunt
him.
might have seen it, because my aunt's a painter and she's also seen cool shit.
She saw the Velvet Underground.
Yes, she saw the Velvet
She
Underground.
saw the fucking Velvet Underground.
In Hamilton. So
fuck,
I
that's
have,
the
like,
exploding tour.
like my lineage of musicians and art and shit in my family, on that side of my family, is fucking crazy.
Cool.
For real. And
Yeah.
it's pretty cool. So I grew up
She's
around...
an artist.
She is. And her
Like
husband...
painter, right?
Painter. And her husband is this guy, David Bolduc, who is a famous Canadian artist. And like, I grew up as a kid around him, and he was just a complete bohemian, very cool fucking guy, really good painter, and just really fucking cool. And his son was in a band called Jaw, this like metal band in the 90s. I don't know.
Jaw?
Yeah, so...
J-A-W?
Yeah, JWW, and I used to go to his room when I was a kid, and he's just covered with fucking metal shit everywhere, and like, I remember I stole a fucking Black Sabbath tribute tape from his room.
Cool.
But anyways, yeah, no, my dad played all sorts of shit, and then he joined this Dominic Triano, which is like kind of a famous Canadian rock band in the 70s.
Say it again?
Dominic Triano.
No.
They released some records. We've had him at the store a bunch. He's sort of a famous guitar player. He played in that band Bush, the original Bush, Dominic Triano.
Oh, totally.
And
so that's Les from Gadget Days was also with them.
Interesting.
Okay, but this isn't the dude who played with Fred from Earth, Wind, and Fire who lived across the street?
Well, so then basically, yes.
Okay.
So we had Fred, who my dad played with this group called David Bendith Band, which was this dude, white dude, but he hired like fucking Billy Cobham. He hired and it was him with with Fred and his brother and another guy named Kung Fu, and they were backup singers. And fucking, they were from Detroit. And they were fucking cool as fucking. Fred lived.
They moved up here with George and Bootsy from Funkadelic, running from the draft.
Right. Yeah, these dudes were just like, yeah, their story was crazy. But my dad played that too. My dad's on the 12-inch this record called Feel the Real, which is by David.
Disco hit.
Disco hit. It's like a modern soul fucking classic or whatever.
I think of it as disco. You consider
Pure disco.
Okay, cool.
But they call it modern soul. You
Okay,
know, like
yeah,
how
yeah,
the
yeah.
disco heads, like record guys, they call it modern soul.
Yep.
But yeah, no, he played on that record, and then Fred ended up moving across the street, and he would always come and hang out. And then he came out. I'm not going to repeat what Fred said, but how it came up, he pulled out the David Bendith record, and he said some really mean things about David Bendith, and I was like, David Bendith? He's like, how the fuck did you know that? And I'm like, my dad's Paul DeLong. He played in the band. He's like, your dad's Paul DeLong? And then boom, it just set it off, and Fred was the best.
Totally.
He was the best dude. He used to hang out with us at the store all the time.
Yep.
He ran the neighborhood. He was just like the coolest motherfucker. Sadly, he passed away too.
He passed away, and his brother in Detroit passed away last year.
Fuck yeah. Damn, I gotta tell my dad that actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sadly, super sad that like...
We went to Fred's funeral together,
We
but
did.
we also went to Fred. I know it wasn't a great day, but I really wanted to go to the hospital when he was fading away, and you weren't really into it, and I dragged you there. Do you remember that?
Did we go, oh, I do, and
Yep.
we held his hand?
Yeah, we held his hand, and I was like,
dude, that was
hey,
tough.
how you doing? And he looked at me like, how do you think I'm doing? And I
Yeah.
was like, I didn't know what to say. And I was like, I remember that day.
Yeah, I forgot about that, actually.
It was a couple of days after that he
Yeah,
passed.
I remember holding his hand.
Yeah. And
That was
remember
fucked up.
at his funeral was like a couple of Supremes, a couple of Whispers.
It was
You know, it was like,
It was a
all
crazy
these...
that you would see in Toronto even. You know what I mean? Like it was just
totally.
like not, people just had no idea. Yeah, it was just some crazy shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, and fucking, yeah, Fred was amazing.
Fred was amazing. He didn't talk to me for a year, and he came down to the store one day, and he's like, I've been watching you. You ain't selling drugs. And I'm like, no, I'm fucking flipping
He ran
records.
the fucking neighborhood, man.
Yeah, and he's
secretly.
like, I know you're not selling drugs. And I'm like, I'm selling records, man. And he's like, okay, what's up with you? And he like totally drilled me for a while, and then got nice with me. And then when you were there, then it was like all three of us.
Yeah,
Remember, his
hang
wife
all
would
the
be
time.
like, yo, you got to come home. Stop hanging out at the store.
He's the best. He was so
Oh,
sick.
shit. Super funny.
yeah.
Okay, so hold it. I do want to talk about Yacht Club because it's really good, but like there's a whole period of you doing a whole bunch of other stuff and working with Tony Price, and you did your solo albums, and you did that duo record with Doc Dunn. But then I don't know when No Warning starts again.
No
It
Warning's-
just kind of fades back in, and I
Yeah.
don't really think of a time.
We did the first reunion show in like 2014, I think, in Ypres, Belgium, and it just went really well. And we were like, shit, like it just felt really good. It was like fucking kind of like a surreal fucking moment. We played at night, like a full moon. It was crazy. And after that, we discovered like, we could do this. So then we booked our first reunion shows in America and New Jersey, and then it just kind of happened again. And then we got signed to E1, made another record, and right now we're like, it's crazy, dude. Like, we just did like a weekend of tours, and like there's like kids, like younger kids are still fucking with us. Like we just have this thing that it's just like it's like a legacy band, but like younger kids are still getting into it. It's not just like old people,
Yeah.
So it's like hardcore. It's just pretty amazing just to watch it fucking the way it's still happening, and we're sort of bigger than ever now.
Well, hardcore like really works when you're like 13 to 16. So I
Right.
can see everybody coming into that era to like grab on, to be like, I understand.
Yeah, and someone actually said this to me the other day. They were like, look, like No Warning, Ill Blood is a record that like if you get into hardcore, someone's going to be like, you need to hear No Warning, Ill Blood.
Great.
And it's like
you fall into that legacy.
Yeah, it's legacy, and like it was an influential record that kind of like for that time really influenced a lot of the bands that came after us. And is sort of like a formative record that still holds up.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah, I'm very fucking grateful for that.
Yeah,
And unexpected.
and unexpected.
Yeah, we never thought,
And you've got like that era of hardcore. You've got to play and hang out with those people.
Yes.
So
Yeah,
that's
it's cool.
That's beautiful.
It's funny though, because like some of the older hardcore guys can be a little like crazy and like kind of weird. But
Weird in what way though?
just like old and like fucking
Like racist weird though?
Not racist weird, no,
Okay,
because
'cause
hardcore is very anti-racist. I
It
would
is,
say,
but the
there's-
whole
but they're
skinhead
sketchy.
thing, yeah, totally.
Yeah,
I
it's
was
sketchy.
like in the '80s, it was like,
No, for sure. No, there's definitely, but like, like New York hardcore guys can be very intense.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them are amazing, and then some of them can be whatever, like kind of like, I'm just not going to talk to this dude. You know what I mean?
okay,
But to be honest, like the people from our era and like after, and actually the bands now, they're the coolest. They're fucking awesome, I think. Like people from our era, and like with no warning, we always just kick it hard, and we're super fucking friendly and cool with everybody. So we just get along with people. We don't have that like some of the older hardcore guys have a bit of an ego sometimes, and I'm not. It's like whatever. It's like that in any music. I'm not fucking.
totally.
Not all of them, but like some of them do. And so there could be standoffish, and we're the opposite. We just want to hang out and laugh, fucking maybe smoke some weed. I don't know. You know what I mean?
yeah, totally.
Kick it.
And some of them are still like playing.
Yeah, like the interesting thing about hardcore right now is that like it's not that old. It's from like 1980, so it's not like it's like blues where it started in the 30s or rock and roll started in the 50s. Like hardcore is really only like I guess it's hitting its 40-year mark, but like at this point in hardcore, every hardcore band from 1980 to 2025 is playing right now.
Okay.
So it's pretty interesting like that like all of the bands are playing at one time.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, I'm glad that you're like in the ether.
Yes, we're part of the ether.
Yeah, beautiful.
And
Good for you.
Yeah, thank you.
So, like, if you were 16 and you're like, this is what we want to do, and that was kind of like out of the norm, it's beautiful that you're in that water.
It's funny because like 16-year-old me would probably be like, yeah, we got to be playing hardcore till the fucking day we die. If you still are. So,
yeah.
I guess 16-year-old
And I don't think
me would
of
be
you as a
stoked.
hardcore guy.
Nah, and like,
You know?
yeah, for sure. I think again, I'm like, I definitely have that in me. I am fucking punk rock and hardcore, but I'm a lot of things.
Yes,
I'm
you
a
are.
musician at the end of the day. I'm an artist, just like
Totally.
yourself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like, that's what I claim more than anything. I'm an artist and a musician.
Yeah, and don't I never pigeonholed you.
Yeah, and I try not to pigeonhole myself too.
Oh yeah? Do you find that hard?
I never have, but it's just like I think other people find it hard. But
Yeah,
like,
well, fuck other people.
Yeah, no.
Let them follow.
No, I don't even think about it really. Like,
Okay, good.
I just like I've always just done my thing, and when I'm inspired by something, I just really get into it. And
You do.
I just
I
like
remember when you were buying all those Bee Gees singles, and you were really dissecting it, and it made me like, oh, I think I got to listen to the Bee Gees a little deeper.
Bee Gees
and
are incredible.
I know, and I was like, oh my god, these are really good songs.
Yeah.
And I remember buying a bunch of your like Mexican pressings,
Right,
and I still have them.
Nice.
And playing them at slower speeds and shit. I'm like, yeah, these grooves and shit. Ugh. Anyway, I don't want to talk about the Bee Gees, but like you brought even the commercial disco, not just like, have you heard this fucking track before? It was like, no, like listen to I'm like, fuck, what the fuck are you playing? This is fuck. And I'm like, oh, it's like big things. And I
Yeah,
always thought
sure.
that was good that you weren't like just trying to be like,
Rare
this is a
record guy.
private press.
Right.
They existed for 3 months and they died in a car accident.
Right.
It was like, no.
I can get down with rare records for sure.
Of
so
course.
can you?
Yeah.
But like the facts are that like records that sold a lot of copies usually are good songs.
Yes.
And like that's why they sold a lot of copies. So it's like those are good songs. And if you can let your ego go and just listen to it, and like some of them are goofy, whatever. But like chances are it's probably a pretty good song. I don't know. It's not all of them, but
Yeah,
there's a good
totally.
chance it might be.
No, I always loved walking into the store and you were just playing stuff that I just wasn't playing. And
Yeah,
I was
hell
like,
yeah.
I'm going to sit here for a minute. Listen, before I ask what you're playing.
Well, it's wicked at the store because you had so many different musical tastes. You have your musical tastes, which could be very eclectic as well. It could be anything from like hip hop to Kanye to some spiritual jazz to fucking, I don't know, Rihanna. So just be, all, you know, it could be anything. And then you got Dave Kiner, who's like playing the Yardbird. I swear to God, I walk in the store and the Yardbirds are playing every time, and he's like reading a comic book. And Kiner was awesome. Like that dude fucking was amazing musical taste. Knew a lot about music. Knew more about the Rolling Stones and the Yardbirds and British invasion music than probably anybody I've ever met in my life.
Yeah, very detailed.
Very detailed. Very, very detailed. Very fun guy. I mean, you have John, who's just kind of has a shit musical taste, to be honest, but he's a good guy.
Progged out, but like weather reportish.
Yeah, I mean, weather report's cool, but John had an interesting taste. I mean, Simone, she had a good musical taste. T has completely different, more like, you know, younger person musical taste, I would say.
Yeah.
So you just had so many eclectic people working there with different tastes that, like, you pick up on so much different shit.
Totally. And then Slim Twig and Michael
Ralt lived there, worked there briefly.
Yeah, Slim Twig. Dela was there.
Dela, yeah,
I'm trying to think of who else was working. Mark from Tree Fort, he came later. And then Gord, who was doing all the, he was in the basement with Jelly.
Right, yeah.
Remember
that's a whole other world.
Whole other world. Tough people.
Very much so. Very real Toronto shit.
Yeah, but you could always roll.
Yeah,
even when the dudes came in and they were like thugging it out, you were like still Matty.
For sure. One time I got a little too mouthy with fucking one of the dudes, and like thankfully they didn't do anything. They kind of just ignored it. But I walked out of there that day thinking like, I'm a fucking idiot. I'm lucky I didn't get my ass handed to me.
Yeah, or shot.
Yes, because I was just like, you know, I was just like, the guy was just being a fucking idiot, and I kind of just let my mouth run, and then like, they didn't say anything, but I left that, like, checked myself, like, yo, you gotta just fucking shut the fuck up sometimes, like, especially, you know what I mean? Well, they were just, you know, it wasn't, just, there was always, like, a crew of people sometimes, like, 12 guys, and they're
in the
just,
basement.
Like, yeah, coming up in the store, and just, you know what I mean?
Being mouthy.
A little bit, and just kind of, like, not respecting the store a little bit, you know what I mean?
Yep.
Just like they're not like record people. They're fucking from Rexdale, and they just like on some fucking thug shit. And like, well, there's some some of them are super fucking nice. There wasn't all of them.
Do you remember Omen?
Which one's
that? He had glasses, black dude.
Yes.
Omen passed away last week.
God damn. Fuck.
And like, you know, Grammy winning. He always came in with real respect.
No,
do you remember?
For sure.
He'd be like,
super respectful.
What are you playing?
Yeah.
And it would be like, you know, playing Throbbing Gristle or whatever. And he'd be like, really? Could play that part back again?
Yeah.
Before I even knew who Omen was, he was always like, what are you playing? And I always thought that was cool.
Totally, because hip-hop dudes sample and shit, so they're fucking, they want to fucking, you know, they want that fucking, what are you listening to? What is that? You know, they want that sample shit. So, yeah, that's really sad, because that dude is super nice.
Oh, man.
Good times.
Really fun times.
Yeah.
You FaceTimed me 2 weeks ago.
Yes.
You were on tour in Portland.
Yes.
And you're like, yo, I'm at a record store. Can you show this?
So, yeah, I was in Portland, and Grasshopper,
Is this in frame?
You can hold it here. I'm sure it's in frame. But, yeah, I was in Portland, and Grasshopper, if you don't know, has the biggest Stooges. I don't think anyone has a bigger Stooges collection than you.
Maybe Jack White.
You think?
He has the Stooges album that went to Vietnam, where side A is the Doors and side B is the Stooges.
Well,
they used to play. I'm looking for that.
Okay, but I don't know if he has all the other shit you have.
Well, probably
you have a big fucking... Grass has a crazy fucking Stooges collection. It's insane.
Funny.
So this I saw, and then Grass has a bootleg of it up there, and then I was like, I took a photo and sent it to him, and he's like, yo, we gotta buy it. So I went back and I picked it up for him.
I love it. Thank you so much.
Of course, my pleasure. It's super sick. Original Stooges. This poster from San Fran, I think. Yeah, the Fillmore.
Yeah, and well, I don't know. There's a Fillmore in.
True. But I think it's San Fran just because Flamin' Groovies are on it. I believe Commander Cody were in San Francisco at one point, who's also on this, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Commander
Alice
Cody.
Cooper opens on Saturday,
so
right?
Sick, but
I love
crazy.
this.
Fucking New Old Fillmore. I think it's definitely the San Francisco Fillmore. But I mean, super cool fucking poster and for the collection.
And for anybody that doesn't know, I named my son Iggy.
Yes.
After Iggy.
After Iggy. So.
Oh, so good.
Sick,
Thank you so
sick.
much.
My pleasure,
I really
my pleasure,
appreciate
That's
that.
what's up.
Let's put this here.
That's what's up.
Yeah, man. I love it.
You got to keep that collection going.
Oh yeah. You know, I can't stop on that. I kind of have to go to the bathroom, but I pulled out some of the No Warning albums. Do you want to just talk about these kind of
Sure,
stuff?
let's do it. You can go to the bathroom. We'll talk about these real quick. Let's see what we got here. Okay, well.
So, is that the first one?
So we started off with a 7-inch, actually. Oh, shit, you got a lot of No Warning records. And you got the wristband from the Velvet Show.
Oh, yeah, totally. I kept them.
So, yeah, like, this is Ill Blood, which is our... This is the basically, we released a 7-inch first, and then the 7-inch got pressed on vinyl, or got pressed as like an EP on CD by this label Bridge 9 from Boston that put this record out. We recorded this in New York City, and funny enough, in Dumbo, with this at the studio by this guy Dean Baltalonis. It was in like industrial area. But funny story, I went to the recording session of this from court because I got sentenced by the judge. And as soon as I got sentenced, I went to the courthouse at Queen, the courthouse in Toronto. Mm-hmm. And then I went right to the Greyhound station and got on a bus and took a bus to New York to go record this.
$80 bus to New York.
Yeah, and I got the discharge from fucking my court date. And yeah, we recorded Ill Blood in New York. And this is our definitive record that holds up to this day and people seem to be embracing or people embrace it. It's probably our best record. Probably. Oh shit.
And who did this art?
So the art was done by this dude, Jeff Beckman, who played in a hardcore band called Chokehold in the 90s.
Oh,
and
yeah, totally.
then Haymaker. And he's a fucking sick artist. He kind of embraced us back then. He was kind of a sketchy, fucking crazy dude, but he was also fucking... I don't know, man. We liked him. He was fucking really fucking crazy and just intense motherfucker. Okay. Like, he did the art and, like... he created the rat logo, which is our logo now. We weren't like, yo, we want a rat. He like did this and created the rat, but this is our fucking trademark. We're the Rat Band. Yes. That's our logo. So yeah, this is our fucking definitive record right here.
It does look very hardcore.
Yes, yeah, it did. It really does. And Bridge 9 came out on Bridge 9, and then when it initially came out. Because it was a little more groovy and slower paced than the 7-inch. The 7-inch was like a faster record. So at first, some people were like, I don't know about this. But eventually, they caught on that it's actually sick.
Do you still have 7 inches?
I do.
Okay, good. So you kept everything you've released?
Not everything.
What?
But I have like one usually of everything, but like I used to have a test press of this, but I sold it, fucking being young and just being dumb. But
to somebody who really wanted it, or just
like at one point, No Warning Records were going for a lot of money on eBay.
Okay.
So we kind of, I was just a young guy, 2019. I sold all my shit.
Okay, yeah, totally.
So yeah, that's Ill Blood. That's the first one that you have.
Okay, I'm just going to check the cameras to make sure they're still rolling.
Yeah. Then we followed it up with this. This is Suffer Survive. It's Suffer Survive is our sellout record I was talking about.
But this is my favorite cover.
Thank you. The cover was done by Jacob Bannon from the band Converge from Boston, and he did this cover. It's pretty fucking cool.
Is it a painting?
I don't know how he fucking did it, but
okay,
like he's kind of got a definitive sort of art style. Very cool guy, amazing artist.
Converge.
Yeah, really fucking awesome dude.
I know
honestly.
that name.
Yeah, they're like they're kind of like noisy, fast hardcore band from Boston, but like Jacob Bannon's a really fucking awesome dude and a really sick artist and just great dude. Embraced us always and just is always cool to see and just fucking great dude. So he did the cover. This is actually a bootleg because the record came out on Linkin Park's record label, and then someone bootlegged this.
Because you gave me this one too.
Yeah, this is the fucking bootleg.
Fucking great.
Yeah, but in a good way. I know who bootlegged it. He's a friend of ours.
Okay, cool.
But yeah, that's Suffer Survive, which came out afterwards. And yeah, this record, I mean...
That's the second record.
No, so like technically we have the 7-inch. Yeah, this is the second LP. So we went from Ill Blood, New York hardcore record, to this, which is like New York hardcore Linkin Park. I don't know.
Okay.
I sometimes I'm embarrassed by this record, and I don't want people to hear it. But at the same time, look, we recorded it at Sound City in Los Angeles.
Oh.
Dave Grohl was in the studio next to us, the same studio they did Nevermind at. You know, we
Yeah.
were that famous studio, and like it was a really amazing experience. It was just the way it ended that kind of soured it. But it is, you know, I don't like some of the choruses. I don't like they're very, and God bless you, Greg Noy, but they're very Greg Noy choruses. I think if we would have just followed our own melody and just did our own shit, it probably would have been better.
And
But
was he really part of like breaking down lyrics or something?
he sort of like came in and would help us with the melody on the choruses to get that hit chorus, but it was just too poppy. And I think if we would have stuck to being more on an Alice in Chains / Black Sabbath singing, probably would have been cooler. You know what I
Okay.
mean? Or
Yeah.
even just screaming over the chords would have been dope.
Okay.
But that being said, I don't want to knock it and downplay it at all. Like, the drumming is incredible. Jesse killed it. It's recorded really well. The fucking guitars sound amazing. Recorded with Matt Hyde. So I'm not knocking this record at all. I just don't like how it ended.
And how long did it take to record this?
Okay, so interestingly enough, when this record actually came out, we were already secretly working on this. And we
Okay.
never toured this record as a hardcore band. Like, we played shows, but we never did a full proper tour. We didn't even get to California. We didn't know people like this record, Ill Blood, across from Texas to Europe. We never did any of that. We completely, like, we just sort of had no idea. And it's pre-internet.
that's
There's no
cool.
social media. You just don't know. You know
Oh,
what I
I
mean?
love that.
It was the early 2000s. I was watching BET RapCity all the time. Fucking, it was the Diplomats, like fucking that era, you know?
Yeah, totally.
It's just a different. I love that era too. Like, I romanticize it sometimes because the early 2000s was fucking dope. But yeah, so this came out like maybe 2 years after this, maybe.
Longer recording?
It took us a while to finally, from not just writing and recording this, but because Greg actually funded this record out of his pocket, and then we signed with Warner Brothers. But like, he actually funded it and put like a lot of money in. We record, like, back then the music industry was flush with fucking money.
Yeah.
It was a different time, and so like, you know, we got signed for like, I don't know, $300,000 or some shit when we ended up doing it, which paid Greg back, and we got some money. And then we ended up selling our publishing to Zomba, which folded, and we got a lot of money off of that too. But
Okay, and what era would that be?
that's like probably right before the music industry sort of crashed in like 2005, 2006 or some shit, I would
Cool.
imagine.
So
you
you
know?
got in under the...
Yeah, we caught the last tail end of like what it was like to be in the music industry before it crashed.
Yeah.
Now it's completely valueless. Its music is
Yes.
like, it's a joke that how it's like fucking, it just, you know, everything's free. It's fucking pathetic.
How
really.
many followers do you have?
Bullshit.
Right,
We
yeah.
live in such a backwards time, but again, you just have to kind of roll with it and just like, you can't, you know what I mean? It's
But
just
like
we
the
have no
younger
choice.
kids, if they want to, oh, I want to know about No Warning, they can watch YouTube videos, hear all your music in an afternoon.
Yeah.
Where
Yeah.
before we had to like, you know, dig around record stores and
Big
be like,
time.
I didn't know this existed.
Read a fanzine to get an
Read a
interview. So you fucking and you
totally.
read like a little paragraph, and then you have to create the image in your mind.
Yep.
It's not like some dude on fucking his Instagram. Like, it's just, I miss that, but at the same time, I understand that that's never gonna come back. But I'm lucky to experience being a music fan in that era, because it really was something special for me. For the young person who doesn't know any better, they have no idea. So they like what's out now, and that's fine too. But I'm
Yep.
happy that I got to experience that.
Good. I'm glad you did too.
Yeah.
But I'm happy for like people like Iggy, where there's like, I'm into the Velvet Underground now. I'm gonna listen to everything today.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's cool.
Probably
Good for
fun
you.
as fuck.
Yeah.
It probably is, and I do it too. Like, I listen to so much. I also listen to streaming music and shit. You know what I mean? It's
Sure.
like fucking,
I go down YouTube rolls.
Yeah, YouTube's
Holes.
amazing. I mean, it's like the greatest TV station that's ever existed.
Totally.
Slash, like, also, you know, a little overstimulating sometimes. Because, like,
Oh, I don't know what that means.
just like the fact that, like, again, back then, like, if you you tape something on TV, you watch it like 100 times.
Yes. Or
Whereas-
you buy a record and you listen to it 100 times.
Whereas, yeah, now you could still do that, but I find people's attention spans and even my attention spans, sometimes I listen to a record twice and then what's next? What's next? What's next? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it can go like fucking both ways, but
Okay,
yeah.
so you did that one, and then this was the one that kind of blew you up then?
Well, this one technically blew us up, but this is our major label record.
Okay.
And like this one is actually what people fuck with the most. Although when this record came out, people like were like no one liked it, and it was like everyone's like fucking no one, he sold out. But now everyone says they like this record, and they're like I fuck with Suffer Survive.
Wow.
I don't believe them.
Okay.
No, they do. But like if we played this record live, it just doesn't transcend to like moshing and stage diving and stuff. Whereas this one is a very moshy stage dive type of record.
So like when I've seen you or watched YouTube videos,
We only play this record.
Oh,
We don't play anything. We don't play one song off this record.
Okay, and then this one is a ripoff. I found the record,
Yeah,
but I
Spyro
can't...
G ripoff.
Yes.
And most people wouldn't. I think when Ben kind of designed this cover, like he got the idea from that, thinking like no one would ever fucking find out. But turns out some people. That Spyro Gyro record, that's what it is, like a fusion record. It's actually sick. So
Okay,
I'm
because
like,
I kept it.
Nice. Yeah, it's dope, and like it's but that cover's sort of like that. So this is our comeback record. It came out in like 2016, 17. I like this record a lot. I mean, it's also very indulgent.
What do you mean?
Like we kind of went hard with like lots of guitar layers. It's almost like it's hardcore, but it's also more on like it's almost like what we listened to before we got into hardcore. It's almost like Roadrunner Records 1994 vibes, which Jordan and I grew up on those records from like, even though Alice in Chains isn't on Roadrunner, but like Alice in Chains and Life of Agony and I don't know, maybe fucking well, it's also got like Judas Priest and Slayer and all this shit that we listened to when we were kids. There's actually not a lot of like traditional type of hardcore on this record. It's very much so kind of hard rock, heavy metal hardcore.
Well, I was around when you were recording this, and you seemed really into like, I'm fucking writing riffs like every day. And
Yeah,
I'm like,
it was dope.
This is cool.
It was inspired. We recorded, the record has maybe 10 or 12 songs, but we did like 25 songs in these sessions. We went really hard on it, and like it was a lot of passion put into it.
Actually, I don't remember where this is recorded though.
We actually recorded it in the East End where we live. We recorded the drums on a Native American reservation studio called, I can't remember what the name is, but it's like a Jukasa maybe.
Okay.
And then we recorded the rest in the East End of Toronto, right down the street from my mom's house actually. Just we recorded it ourselves really cheap.
Was this one, it was like kind of upstairs and you had like a, yeah, okay, yes, I remember.
Yeah, it was upstairs. Our friend Chris Craigula, he engineered it. And I mean, it's fucking cool. We play a few songs off of this, and we played it, but played a lot of the songs off of this live at one point, but now we kind of haven't been playing too many. But I like this record. I recommend it if you want to check it out.
Totally.
And then these are wristbands.
Yeah, these are my wristbands from
No Warning Played.
Yes, totally.
Always keep shit.
Yes.
And then this is actually a single flexi we did that came out slightly before actually Torture Culture, and I actually really like this record. It's one of my favorite songs No Warning ever did. Lyrics are sick. It's called Friends in High Places, and it's a sick fucking record.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I'll put in inserts for all of these. But when that place upstairs, like you grew up with Tony Price?
No, I met Tony kind of through Ben. I met Tony through Ben. Like when I was gone in LA, Ben and Tony struck up a friendship. And Tony's just like a super. Me and Tony definitely have a lot of similarities in our passion for music.
Yeah.
And I think when Ben met Tony's like, like maybe like you and Matt are gonna get along type shit. And initially when I met Tony, he was like, I didn't know what to make of him because he's really like funny. He's like from Greektown, and he was just like kind of loud, and I was just like, who is this guy? But then I just fell in love with the guy. He's incredible. He's so fucking talented. He knows really good music, and he's very fucking funny, and just has like an incredible brain. I fucking love Tony.
Well, he goes deep in music like when you do. Well, you guys will dissect
Yeah, we're
and
very
check
similar.
everything about
We're
that?
very similar, and we have a lot of similar music tastes across the board, movies, and like he's got his own thing too. Like we grew up on punk and hardcore, but Tony was like as a teenager listening to like Velvet Underground. He went to school for jazz. He knows a lot about jazz and all this other stuff, and like fucking, Tony's just got a really good ear for music and is an amazing producer. And we make music together, and I love making music together with Tony. He's a fucking sick producer, and everything we do is always fucking dope.
So hold it, you guys engineered, well, he was one of the engineers on the DUNN record.
Yeah, me, Dunn, and him made that record together.
Yep. And so what else have you guys collaborated on?
We produced this song for this girl, Sedona, who's an LA kind of pop artist that sounds like Madonna. It's a song called More Love that's really fucking sick for what it is. We actually have a record that hopefully is going to come out soon. That's like a 12-minute dub fucking disco song that's almost like fucking Arthur Russell, Arthur Baker type shit.
Okay, cool.
Like Go Bang kind of fucking just dubbed out sort of Balearic disco. He's actually doing a remix right now for this record I just produced in LA for this guy Blown Noble.
Say it again.
I'm producing this dude, his name's Blown Noble. He's an LA artist. It's kind of dark wave, fucking
Cool.
David Bowie vibes, but really sick. The record I produced for him sounds almost like early Ministry, actually. It's pretty sick.
What, you mean like Ministry before they get real crusty?
Yeah, and it's
cool.
But
I love it.
Yeah, dude. And like it's got some like sample. I'm really excited for this record to come out, but Tony's doing a remix. Controvoid did a remix on it too.
Controvoid, yeah.
Yeah,
totally.
So that's coming out. Also, Tony and I collaborated on the Young Gov stuff as well.
Okay, I met Ben through Simone, and she was like, yo, you gotta check out this Young Gov shit. And that was before I opened the store. So I knew Ben before I knew you, and then I met Tony Price. Like in my phone, he's still Actual Water. Mm-hmm. He was in that band.
Yeah.
And they were like really doing that ESG liquid shit.
Sick,
and I was
yeah.
like, oh, you guys are like, and then they went like jangly, and I'm like, what happened? They went like kind of jangly, like Britpop.
Right, with like the Young Gov.
No, like Actual
Water.
Water.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, Tony's like been hip to cool music probably like his whole life type shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I bought his records over and over, like his collection
Yeah,
over and
right,
over.
Yeah, because he's like, both of us will buy and sell our collections all the
Totally.
time.
I've bought so many
Like I
records
said,
from both of you
We're
guys.
super similar in a lot of ways.
I've sold my entire record collection several times in the past 15 years. When I first left Toronto, so you know who Grasshopper is? You guys familiar with Grasshopper in Toronto?
Oh yeah.
He's a Toronto legend, but when he opened a store on Ossington, I sold him a crazy collection. So I had crazy stuff. Like this is when I was really into Can and Faust and all that early krautrock Cosmiche stuff, and I was buying all that, and I sold it all to Grasshopper, and I wish I didn't before, but
It's really funny. And
It
yeah,
is.
we just shoot the shit all the time and send each other music and fucking laugh our asses off. But yeah, Tony we collaborated on the Young Gov shit. Also some other sort of...
With the 7 inches?
He did, Tony co-produced all of the Young Gov 1, 2, 3, and 4 with us. It was sort of like a collaborative effort between like a lot of people actually. And he was a big part of that.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you guys are all
We're all from the
beaches.
East End. So Ben is from sort of like the Upper Beach / Scarborough. I'm from sort of like the outside of the beaches at Woodbine, but still in the beaches. Mm-hmm. And then Tony's from Riverdale
Okay.
and Greektown.
Yep.
And like Jesse from No Warning, our drummer, he's from there. So like basically our area back then was from like Greektown to like the beach. But we would be going down. The thing about Toronto is you can take the streetcar downtown and fucking
24 hours.
So we grew up fast.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
And so you knew the fucked up people then too?
Yeah, I met fucked up guys just like when we first got into hardcore. They were like sort of the similar age, and they were already. When I first got into hardcore, I didn't know there was a scene around it. I just heard the music and really liked it. We did our demo, and someone caught on. This guy Dom, actually, from this band Day of Mourning from fucking. Do you know Day of Mourning? They're from Brampton. They were like a metal band from Brampton.
No.
He got our website and put us on our first show. The first show No Warning ever played was at the El Macombo. And we didn't even know, and we met the guys who were in Fucked Up, and Damien was a really good friend of mine when we were teenagers. He actually got me on the radio. He had a show called Mods and Rockers on CIUT, and he got me on the radio. I was co-hosting this show, and as a teenager, and Damien and I did a bunch of bands together as well when we were teenagers.
Oh.
So
Anybody that I would know?
we did a band called Criminally Insane, which I just found the record at a fucking metal swap meet in LA. I was like,
Like
oh,
you
shit.
press vinyl?
Yeah.
Like a 7?
Yeah. We did
Oh.
2 bands. We did that, and we did this like really funny, like kind of hateful straight edge band. I think it was called Overtime, but I can't remember. Pretty sure it's Overtime.
Were you straight edge then?
Yeah, we were all straight edge. I was straight edge from like maybe 15 till 17, and then I broke, but I didn't tell anybody. And then when Greg Norrie came in the picture, I really broke and started partying.
Right. Well, you guys were living rock stars.
Right. We got we went from being hardcore punk kids to be thrown into sort of like Greg Norrie was coming off Sum 41, who were very rock and roll party guys, and we ended up becoming that, but we weren't that. We were high school dropouts, and we were straight edge, and we were fucking crazy. We even fucked with Sum 41. Like, when we initially met Sum 41, there was a bad blood because we fucked with them in a Hooters one time, and they somehow they knew who it was us.
No
and
way.
Yes. And so, but we ended up becoming friends with those guys, and they're actually all sweet guys. And he was always a sweet guy, so I got nothing and everyone in Sum 41, they took us on tour and shit, so I definitely have nothing bad to say about any of them. They were sweet
Like
guys.
America?
We
Or
did
Canada?
Canada and Japan with Sum 41.
Oh, no way.
Yes.
Cool.
They were, but back then we were just like, we would fuck with anybody, and they had they had a video on Much Music, and we were punk rock kids, so we were like, let's fuck with them.
Yes.
And so we fucked with them.
Yeah.
And that was it. But it got squashed fat, because when we signed with Greg, he's like, did you guys fuck with Sum 41? And we're like, I guess,
So?
yeah, we were teenagers, man. What the fuck? But no, we got over it, and I got nothing bad to say about those guys.
And am I remembering this correctly? Did you come up with the name Mean Guy Brian?
Yes, we invented that.
From Brian
Yes, and
Taylor.
he embraced it.
Because that's
He still
his
goes
handle.
by it. Yeah, we invented that.
That's hilarious. Would you
That's
guys
Jordan.
just come in and fuck with him?
No, we wouldn't fuck with him. Like he would fuck with us. Like, because
Okay.
we were like young hardcore kids. He's
Being
obviously
like,
older.
youth, man.
We didn't even we would be buying all these hardcore records, and he was just a dick.
Okay.
Because we would go to
That makes
rotate,
sense.
and he's a good guy, and we definitely get along now. I love Brian. He's fantastic and like such a good dude. But like back then when we were like teenagers, he was just busting our balls.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
But Mean Guy Brian's a great name.
It is a good name. So yeah, we started calling him Me Guy Brian.
Hilarious.
Yeah.
So hilarious.
Yes, it is.
Can you say what the Dark Wave band
His
is?
name is Blown Noble.
Okay, so have they released stuff before?
Yeah, he's released one EP or 2 EPs, but the cool thing about him, he's busting his ass. Like, he's on tour all of the time, and like he
With
travels
Contravoid?
Not
Or
yet,
no?
but I bet they will start playing together soon, hopefully, because it's like that's the world that he's in, and
Okay.
he travels like by bus, train, like he just goes out. He doesn't have a car.
Solo?
Solo. He just does a solo.
Cool.
And what's so cool about him is that, like, I watch the songs that I've written for him being played in Mexico City, and people are going fucking crazy.
Really?
So it's like, it's cool to see him actually take it to the people and watch the people's reaction. It's not just some streaming thing.
Beautiful.
And that's what you want if you're working with an artist. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You want to see them, like, actually performing live and seeing it and seeing people react to it. So I'm excited for this record to come out, and he's a really sick writer, artist. Really, I've actually known him for years and years.
Okay.
Yeah, he's a really good dude, good friend of mine.
A Toronto cat?
No, he's from LA.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, he's LA dude for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah, his first live performance is very performance art as well, in a really cool way. Like, reminds me of like what I imagine seeing like No Wave 1979 New York fucking artists. Like, you know what I mean?
What, like a little terrifying, like violent?
This, like, very intense, but also awesome. Like, he'll have the whole crowd going crazy, but it's like performance art in a way. It's very
Great.
cool.
I love that.
Yeah,
I'll check that
super
shit
cool.
out.
Yeah, I think you'll dig it.
Okay, cool. And I remember when you were in, I want to say Mexico. You were writing those songs for a female vocalist.
Like the disco songs?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I did the disco.
Like sunset, sunrise, something.
Yeah, like that fucking like disco shit that I did,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, so I did a bunch of songs in Mexico. I basically taught myself how to produce in the box in a computer when I lived in Mexico, and I made wrote a bunch of songs and recorded them all with like Mexican musicians, Latino musicians, and it came out really fucking cool. A bunch of them couldn't speak English, but really cool experience, like just completely out of, it was basically one of the first things I kind of stepped into as a full producer, not just like, usually I play guitar or something on it. This was me just being a straight up producer, having musicians come in, arranging and all that, and I did a bunch of songs, and I released a couple of them as myself, and then a couple of them just came out. A guy from Toronto recorded them. His name's Chris LaRocca. He recorded one of the songs, and then another song is coming out. Actually, I have another record coming out this year on a Brazilian label, and so I'll start with the Chris LaRocca thing, but Chris LaRocca, I gave him this song called Normal Guy. He recut it, redid his own thing. They actually took my stems, and this guy produced it. Came out really cool. Chris is a really talented singer. And another song I did for Chris, Daniel Lanois, plays on and sort of co-produced as well, which is kind of cool.
Cool.
Daniel Lanois is a legend, so shout out to Chris and
man,
Daniel.
Simply Saucer.
Yo, was he in Simply Saucer?
He recorded Simply Saucer.
That's super
the
sick.
The first record.
Yeah, Daniel Lanois, I never met the guy, but mad respect to him. And Chris is a super talented writer as well, so straight up shout out to him too. And actually, Chris recorded a song Doc and I did too, Last Pair of Boots.
Did that just come out a couple of months ago?
Yeah.
Okay, yes.
So,
Doc, we should talk about Doc Dunn, but Doc was telling me that finally came out, and I was always like, that's such a hilarious title, The Last Boots in Town.
It's fair fucking Doc,
I was like,
The
oh
Last
my
Pair
God.
of Boots in Town. Yeah, me and Doc wrote that song together in full, really fun song, and then Chris ended up cutting it, and Daniel Lanois played on it, and they recorded some of it at his studio. But I have a record coming out in Brazil, and from those Mexico sessions that you're talking about, I ended up posting a song on my Instagram, and this dude who I kind of made friends with when I was in Brazil, he heard it and was like, yo, this is dope, I'm starting a label, I want to put out this song, do you have anything else? And I'm like, well, I have this fucking other song that's kind of Brazilian, because it's like a Brazil-centric, it's a Brazilian label. Mm-hmm. Sent it to him. He ended up getting a Brazilian singer, this dude Fabio Santana, I believe his name is, to recut the song in Portuguese. It's coming out, and it's a full-on Brazilian song. It's crazy.
Wow.
It's coming out on 45 like next month.
And do you know what label that might be?
Yeah, it's called Bienal de Vieja or something. I'll send a little kiss from Brazil.
Oh,
it's like
cute.
it's like this new thing, but it's cool. And they just released, like, Aki actually has the record, because this dude's like record head guy.
Okay.
So Aki has the other record that the guy released, the first record, and I'm the second record on the label.
Okay.
But like
cool.
it's circulating within like definitely record head type people.
Okay.
Yes.
So 7-inch.
7-inch.
Cool.
Yes. And that's coming out. And actually then Young Gov's coming out too. Our first single's coming out in like 2 weeks, I believe. And then our record comes out in January for that too.
And that's under Young Gov.
Yeah, actually it's called Gov now. There's no Young.
Okay.
We call it Gov now.
Okay, cool.
Which is his name anyways, and like, yeah,
Yeah.
so it's funny because a lot of people always thought like Young Gov, like, is it hip hop? And like Ben was ahead of the curve, like before it was like Young Lean, Young this, Young that.
Yep.
Ben actually did that before that because he looks young.
He looks like Young Lean.
Yeah.
He totally does.
So
And
anyways.
I love Young Lean. Iggy brought me to Young Lean and all that Sad Boys shit.
Right.
But like looking back, I'm like, oh yeah, he even dresses like him.
But yeah, people think that like they'll hear you, is that a hip hop project? But now it's just called Gov. But yeah, that record's coming out in January, and I produced that too. That's like
Oh,
yeah.
Where did you produce that?
In LA. Like we started it in Portugal, and the sessions didn't go very
I remember
far.
when you were doing that.
Mhm.
That was Young Gov shit.
Yeah.
Oh.
But then we ended up finishing it in LA, and it all came together, thank God. And I'm really proud of it. I'm really excited to get it out because again, it's kind of fucking our own vibe, and it's pretty cool.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, hook me up with a test press
For
of
sure,
that shit.
I will. Yeah, definitely. It's gonna hit vinyl.
Let's hit that quickly because I really liked. This was my favorite shit you were doing.
Hell yeah, Yacht Club was again me and Ben, and when I was living in LA, I just kind of fucking started like wanted to do some fun. I got really into disco and funk and shit just from living in LA, and like hearing it on the radio. I remember the first time I heard Prince too. It was actually this is a crazy story actually, but like there was a guy who lived a couple doors down. His name was Lincoln, and he was a drug dealer, but he was the sweetest motherfucker ever. And I used to party at this dude's house all the time. That's the first time I heard The Time. First time I really got into Prince when I heard Prince, and I heard Well, actually, the first thing I heard from Prince that I really liked was The Time, Get It Up. And
Oh shit, good for you.
yeah, I
So
heard that shit on like...
You're a different era, so I understand.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
came out with Diamonds and Pearls era.
Sure. My
So-
dad, I heard that growing up. My dad still likes Diamond and Pearls the most.
Funny.
I know, it's such a random one.
Yeah.
But,
so hold it. You're talking about 2 buildings over.
yeah, just right here.
Right here.
Same street.
Hilarious.
And Lincoln's apartment was right over there. And, like, we
Right.
met him through Greg. But he was, like, this dude. He was a dread from fucking, I believe he was Trinidadian. But, like, fucking, he also loved heavy metal. And we would just fucking go there and play guitar all night. And, like, he would play fucking sick music. He was a really sweet guy. And sadly, he passed away, too. But really fucking sweet guy, man, honestly.
Didn't you tell me just after lockdown?
Yeah, it happened like kind of during that time. And I was
Okay.
lucky enough to kind of see him one last time randomly, and I have photos from that night too, so I'm really happy that I have that. But anyways, he kind of, I would honestly not blame, but like hold him responsible for kind of getting me sort of into really funky shit. And it just kind of set me down a path, and Yacht Club kind of came out of that. It was sort of inspired by like yacht rock, but also just like, you know, 80s pop and shit, Wham and all
I
that
love
stuff.
it.
I love all that stuff, you know?
And I love how high-pitched the voices are.
Yeah, it was fun.
I like this project.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It was super fun for the time, and we released a lot of records.
Yes, you did.
You know? Ben's
You would-
really good at fucking getting records made, like
Yeah.
pressed and shit, and like handling that, so we're lucky for that.
Oh, and before we exit this, you're on Debbie's record, Debbie
Friday?
Friday, yeah.
Yeah, well, I toured with
you-
Debbie.
Yeah,
I played with Debbie, and it was really sick. We did Polaris, and she's an incredible artist, and fucking...
yeah. Got signed to Sub Pop,
Yeah.
and
I mean,
I saw her, and bought some records, and I was like, oh, this is really good. And then I was telling you about, and then you're like, oh, I'm playing with her now. And
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
what the fuck?
we did Mexico together. I mean, she's super sweet and just a wicked artist and fucking definitely crazy captivating performer. Just like really fucking cool. The shows we played together were really fun. And
Okay.
like she's just, it's fun to play with an artist who's just so fucking like captivating. You know what I mean? You just kind of stand back and just like let them do their thing.
Cool, yes.
You know?
Yeah,
And it's
totally.
actually similar to this gig that I'm doing on Halloween with this band Twin Temple from LA. Again, really good friends of mine, but completely captivating performers, and just have such a crazy live show that it's like, you know, I'm just there as a guitar player. It's not really like my sort of band or anything, but like just sit back and let someone like just be completely fucking captivating and wild is amazing.
That's Twin Temple.
Yeah, they're called Twin Temple.
And it's one person?
It's a couple. They're named Zach and Alex, and yeah, they're fucking. I've known them since our bands used to play together in LA, and they're satanic doo-wop. That's what.
Oh, this is the ones that are friends with Danzig.
Yeah, they toured with Danzig,
Right. Okay. Cool.
and they sort of like, because they have like dark themes in their lyrics, but their music is straight up doo-wop. And like almost
Weird.
exotica sometimes. It's
Okay.
really fucking interesting. I was been learning the songs today, and like, man, it's fucking sick. It's arranged so fucking well. I mean, completely impressed. Just like, because you hear the songs and they sound, it just flows. You don't overthink it. They're good songs. But then when you really break it down, it's so fucking intricately arranged. It's like very Brian Wilson, Phil Spector genius.
Okay.
Yes.
Is that the person who wrote you the note for Boston to
Yes,
be that dog?
Zach's mom got me a
Okay.
service dog vest too.
Okay, that's
So
so funny.
fucking
So
Zach
you've known
is-
them for a while.
Yeah, I've known Zach and Alex for years, probably because my band played with them in 2008, and we just met and hit it off, and they're just career artists just like myself. We're all artists and just total fucking individuals and fucking, yeah, and they're just amazing people.
What area of LA would they be from?
Well,
Or hang?
Well, they live. I don't want to disclose where they live
No,
because they
no.
actually do. Alex Jones, like the fucking because they have a satanic fucking overlay. So like they were on InfoWars. Alex Jones called them Satanists. Like
Oh, shit.
they get a lot of slack, death threats and
Okay.
stuff.
So we don't have to disclose that.
No,
I
we
was just
can't.
wondering if they were by that record store where the Satanic Church was. because I went to that record store.
Sick, dude. Like they're so, because of they have this satanic thing that like, dude, they brush shoulders with a lot of interesting fucking like people in that world that are like heavy hitters, you know.
Iggy brought me to the record store, and
Oh,
they were
yeah, you
like,
told me
yeah, and
that.
I was like, oh, there it is. I know there's only 200 pressed of that Satan record. You had to get it at the church. And I was like, where did you get it? And they're like, this is Jack Nishi's collection. And he got it from the church. The church is right down the street. And I'm like, oh, I think I'm going to get this. And Iggy was like, you're not buying that.
Come on, Iggy.
You can't buy that. And then I was like, no, I think it's like a real artifact. Like, I think we should get it. And Iggy put it on and was like, listen how normal this music is. And I was like, oh yeah, you're right, it is pretty normal sounding.
Still,
but like,
the
I was like,
connotation
the
is
record
what's up.
cover looks so heavy.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, I'll put an insert in.
But that's
anyway.
like, I love that yin yang when shit's like looks dark but it's actually like light, or when it
Yeah.
looks light but it's actually dark.
Totally.
That's what's up, you know.
Yeah, because Barassa was on the last episode and he was talking about the Jonestown record. Now I'm blanking out. And that record looks like a record that would be in a dollar bin. And when I put it on, I was like, yeah, this sounds like just really normal. But all these people like drank the Kool-Aid and got killed.
Right.
You know? And that's like the complete flip of... Anyway, yes.
No, exactly.
Totally.
Yeah, I love that
interesting.
shit.
Twin Temple.
Yes, Twin Temple.
And you saw them recently play with Danzig?
They just did a tour with Danzig. I didn't see them on that tour though, but no, I saw Danzig play at the Forum solo.
Oh.
Separate show, but I ran into them at the Danzig show.
Cool.
And then found myself backstage with Danzig and Twin Temple and Shooter Jennings. Because Shooter Jennings, Waylon Jennings' son, is producing their next record.
Oh.
That's coming out.
That's cool.
Yeah, and they've done it at Sunset Sound, and it sounds really crazy. It's going to be very cool.
Okay, cool.
Yes.
I'm fucking into this.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, man.
I'm stoked. You know, this has been a good year for me because I moved to Mexico and kind of like just like was off social media and kind of just like neglected a lot of things. I was just focused on myself. I was sober and just living on a beach and living in Mexico and just doing something completely different. But I'm happy just to get back in the mix and that things are just like kind of happening again for me musically and creatively. So I'm really grateful and excited.
I love it. You've always been a really hard worker, and I really, really appreciate that. But
Thank
you
you.
actually make cool music,
Thank
so
you,
that
thank you.
makes all of that seem extra worth it. You know?
Yeah, for sure. You know, sometimes it's good to take a break and just like step back and, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've always appreciated how your drive.
Thank you.
You know?
Yeah.
And I love you, baby.
I love you
so
too,
it's like-
man.
I haven't got to hang out in LA with you. Because when
Not yet.
When I went
We will soon.
to hang out with Iggy, you weren't
Yeah, we
there.
didn't cross paths. We hung out in New York, though. That
Oh
was
yeah,
fun.
totally. Going to your place in New York. That's when I saw Grace Jones.
Yes, you saw Grace
Yeah,
Jones.
totally.
How long has it been going?
I don't know, but let's do a little wrap up.
All right, I'll wrap it up. Okay, so
Cool.
We'll wrap it up.
You just came back from
LA.
LA.
Mm-hmm.
Did you just play a show?
No, I'm playing in Detroit on Saturday night.
On Saturday night. Cool. And is that another one of these hardcore festivals?
No, this one is just a regular show.
Yeah?
Yeah. We're
Okay,
like
cool.
opening up for like a bigger band called Citizen. I'm not too sure, but I know they're huge. But to be honest, I don't really know their music. But you know, we got on the show, and there's a band playing actually right after us called Saves the Day.
Oh, I've heard of them.
Yeah, and they're kind of like emo pop punk, but we liked them back in the day when we were like teenagers. So it'll be cool to see them. And yeah,
St. Andrew's Hall?
might be.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. That was the only place I played. I played with those Necros guys
Well,
there.
that's pretty sick. I mean, I think it's
I
either
played
there
with
or
Big
the Magic
Chief.
Stick. Oh, sick! I see that record all the time.
Dude, they used to do Funkadelic covers on those records. They do
Sick.
Super Stupid.
I've only seen it from hanging out with you, and like you always had it
Yep.
in the record store. But I literally
Always.
have seen that record like in Portland. I saw it everywhere. Like
Yeah, they were really important. They did a fake blaxploitation soundtrack. They started a magazine called Motor Booty, and they had ads in it, Detroit dudes, being like, go to the Stooges Museum. And they had t-shirts for the Stooges Museum. And it was a wax museum of the Stooges. And it was like Iggy cutting himself up and shit, and it was all fake.
Cool.
And for years, I thought that it was there. So when we played Detroit, I'm like, can you please take us to the Stooges Museum? I knew those guys were the Necrodes. We opened for Big Chief in Toronto, and they're like, you fucking kids are sick. Come play with us on our record release show. And they signed all the paperwork for us to get over the border, and we played. And I'm like, can you take us to the... And they're like, it doesn't exist, man. And I'm like, no way. All these days...
Oh, shit, they faked the whole thing.
They faked the whole thing.
That's so sick.
And then the Beastie Boys were into Motor Booty as well, and then they ripped it off completely and made Grand Royal. Ooh. And, but yeah, those dudes.
Cool. Yeah, I just seen the record, and I know from you, but I've literally seen it at record stores all over.
Funkadelic covers and a blaxploitation soundtrack that we all thought was a real film that sick. Never came out.
I'm actually working on a soundtrack record myself that's instrumental. That's kind of like 60s. I'm slowly doing it. It's a passion project, but it's kind of like 60s soundtrack vibes.
What 60s?
Kind of like late 60s, like breakbeaty, like... It's interesting. I'm kind of just like figuring it out as I go along. Kind of lounge as well. I really want to make like something lounge, exotic, late 60s, little like...
So not Burnout Acid.
Not super Burnout Acid. More like exotic. I'm using all samples. I have like 4 tracks done on it, but it's like a passion project thing I'm slowly working on. That's going to be like an instrumental sort of record, just for fun.
Okay.
Yeah.
That sounds good. I'd like to bring one thing up. You played me that clip of that guy talking about how he wished he shot himself in the head, and I want to fucking do that track with you.
Wait, what is that
The cherry
again?
Pie guy.
Oh, yeah.
I love that. That's the best fucking quote in like the last 20 years.
I know, it's so funny.
And my legacy's cherry pie. Everything about me is cherry pie. I'm a cherry pie guy. I could shoot myself in the head for writing that song.
I know you like your hair metal.
I do like my hair metal.
And
I'm trying to put together a hair metal project right now, too.
Let me be the DJ.
Yeah, you're done.
I'll get a wig.
You're done. You're in it.
Okay, well, I'm so glad that you're the second guest of Supervillains. I'm
Yes,
glad
absolutely.
you're here
Thanks
right
for having
now.
me. It's super fun.
Oh, it's so good. And yeah, love you so much.
Love you too.
And it's really great to see you again.
Absolutely.
And I guess the next time I'll see you is probably LA.
Either that, if you're there, or Christmas. I'm going to come home for Christmas.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are you guys on tour?
Not in December. I'll be straight up Cali bound until I come home for Christmas.
Okay, so maybe you and Iggy will share.
We need to. I'm gonna send you that
ride
picture
back.
too. Yeah, that'd be dope.
Yeah, totally. So Iggy's gonna be back. Maybe we can.
We should coordinate Iggy and I and go to the airport together or something.
Oh yeah, totally. And yeah, we should hang out and do some things because Iggy's music is bonkers.
Yeah, I've been following and it's amazing to watch him or watch her. I mean, she's fucking killing it straight up.
Killing it. I love it. Okay, well, thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you guys for hanging out with me and Matty D. And yeah, thank you so much. I love you, baby.
Love you too.
I'll catch you soon.
Yeah.
And thank you for the Stooges.
That's what's up.
All right. Peace, people.
Peace.
Bye.
Yo, honey! Listen to Grasshopper, what's the deal, motherfucker? Wu-Tang Clan run the house. Hey.